Now, your local on the 8s.
Currently in our area, 83 degrees under fair skies. Here's our local Doppler radar. Today, sunshine along with a few clouds, high 83, winds southwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. For tonight, slight chance of a thunderstorm, low 64, winds south-southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour, chance of rain 30%. On Monday, thunderstorms, a few storms may be severe, high 71, chance of rain 90%. Our 7-day outlook.
Tracking Tropical Storm Debby, a large and slow-moving storm that's already pounding the Florida Panhandle, the Gulf Coast with strong winds and heavy rain.
Yeah, and while its track is uncertain, we do know that Debby is there, and she is active right now. Our live team coverage on the impacts being felt along Florida's Gulf Coast is next on Weather Center Live, which begins right now. Our top story is Tropical Storm Debby this hour. Here's the latest. Debby is moving at a speed of only 6 miles per hour with maximum sustained winds at 60. The northeast Gulf Coast is feeling the brunt of it right now. Tropical storm warnings have been issued from Florida to Louisiana. We're also keeping an eye out for tornado watches and warnings that have been issued in parts of Florida.
We are interrupting regular programming all day and into the evening to bring you the latest developments on Tropical Storm Debby. I'm Nick Walker.
And I'm Julie Martin. We do have live team coverage of this event. Meteorologist Jim Cantori reports from Pensacola Beach, Florida, where a tropical storm warning is in effect.
And Mike Seidel is live in North Reddington Beach, Florida, where a tornado watch has been issued. Mike, you also are seeing the beach just disappearing.
Nick and Julie, look at this. High tide about an hour ago, about 3 o'clock Eastern, and the water is still coming up. All the beaches underwater. This is normally a beautiful, pristine beach. If you're familiar with the Gulf Coast beaches, it's that white, sugar white sand. It looks like powdered sugar. And here comes the surf over the concrete barrier and then up to the pool deck. Now, the pool boys are going to have quite a mess to clean up. We've got a lot of mud. Look at the debris here that has found itself over here in the corner of the pool. And the pool is filled up to the top because we've had 4 to 6 inches of rain in the Tampa-St. Pete area, even higher. But it's this continuous wave action, and with Debby not moving very fast, and with the expectations of it not moving onshore very quickly, onshore fetch with this wind coming in from the south and west, and then piling the water up, we're going to have these waves as far out as the eye can see away at the coast. It just beautiful beach. I look at this, I just see a part of a palm washed up on shore. I don't know if you can see and the sea foam. There goes a part of a palm. Debris in the water. It's mostly vegetation. We're not quite strong enough to get structural damage, but you can, as you just saw by these umbrellas. So that's how it stands, and there's not going to be much change over the next day or so with this persistent onshore wind. And, you know, on the radar, we're looking a little bit better, Dr. Forbes. That squall we had, tornado warning north of Tampa, that has moved past us. So we're out of the thick of the rainfall, but again, a lot of severe weather potential overnight and tomorrow.
Yeah, you're right, Mike, but there is a tornado warning in effect for part of the greater Tampa Clearwater metro area. Pasco and Pinellas counties, tornado warning there. this is all within a tornado watch area that includes the Tampa metro area, just to the west of Orlando, north and west of the Miami area. Strong winds, 15 miles per hour at the surface, but the strong winds are on the east flanks of Debby at about 3,000 feet. They're 60 miles per hour. That's as fast as we sometimes see in hurricanes. So that shear is what's giving the possibility of tornadoes. Now, the tornadoes in these are usually pretty short-lived, but they spin up very quickly. Here is Clearwater, Florida. I'm showing you velocities here. And so take a look. Can you see this little red-green couplet there? About 5 minutes ago. That's the basis for the tornado warning. So that's the tornado circulation there, heading toward the Tarpon Springs area, the Newport Richey, the Hudson area. But watch how fast things change. Just 5 minutes. And look, you don't see that anymore. It's much weaker. So these storms change character very, very quickly in this situation. You can get them come and go. But look what else. They're rain wrapped because that circulation is right in the middle of all this heavy rain. So dangerous situation. When you get the warnings, take shelter as appropriately. Now the big threat both for flooding and for tornadoes is over on the east side of Debby. The circulation center of Debby pretty much free of thunderstorms, but the conveyor belt of moisture and strong winds is over into the Tampa area. It'll ultimately probably head its way toward Gainesville. Tornado warning in that area that I've talked about. Others in the area around the Sebring where the sun is out a little bit higher. Here in the Tampa area, flooding over 1.5 inches per hour. Some of these places I talked about, from Clearwater, Palm Harbor, the Jasmine Estates area, Pasco and Pinellas counties under tornado warning. One other storm could rotate north and east to the Lakeland area. Then we have these storms that are rotating. Areas east of Sebring, of Highlands, Glades, and Henry counties, LaBelle, Lake Placid, Muse, east of Sebring, Palmdale, Venus, and Placid Lakes have tornado warnings. There have been several tornadoes reported in this. So a dangerous situation, flooding and tornado-wise in Florida. Julie?
Thanks, Dr. Forbes. Well, you can go to our website, weather.com, to take a closer look at the tropics and at Debby. If you go to our homepage, you can click on Hurricane Central here, where you can track scenarios, see Debby's maps, and get some storm coverage updates here video-wise over off to the left. We're also happy to get the pictures you're sending in. This is one of them out of Panama City from Lauren Wolf. Thank you, Lauren. You can see there the waves really kicking up. The weather in Panama City, it looks like 74 degrees right now, but some very rough surf and, of course, the threat of those rip currents out there as well. Also, some great hurricane tips on weather.com, including the items you will need for your hurricane survival kit as we watch the weather carefully over the next couple of days. Now's a good time to prepare while you can. All right, let's toss it back to Nick.
All right, thanks so much, Julie, for that update. And, you know, Tropical Storm Debby, as you have seen, is kicking up the surf along the Gulf Coast beaches. Coming up on Weather Center Live, we'll head to Pensacola Beach, Florida, where a red flag is flying, and storm tracker Jim Cantori has been watching the waves. Plus, hurricane specialist Brian Norcross joins us with an in-depth analysis of Debby, his take on the forecast models and why they're so complicated as to its direction. All that when we return.